You hear your phone let out a loud screech tomorrow? Don't panic. It's only a test. The federal government is planning a nationwide test of the emergency alert system on Wednesday at 2:20 p.m. The test will include wireless emergency alerts. In addition to TV and radio, you should also receive a message telling you it's only a test. It will last about a minute and will not be repeated.
This is the Eye for an Eye channel. Welcome to today's show. I wanted to do a video showing you the predictive programming in movies over the years that have everything to do with frequencies and a boogeyman that you can't see, harming people through the air, harming people through a cell phone signal. Thus, you could see these things connected in what we're all talking about with October 4th. However, I want to warn everybody out there about October 4th, about the mindset of expecting people to drop dead on the spot on October 4th, about the mindset of expecting people to run around foaming at the mouth. That is not what this is going to look like. This is something where you look at the zombie apocalypse programming and something inside of these people is going to be triggered and activated. They're using that as a metaphor in these films. If everything they do is done silently, that they can get away with. If people started foaming at the mouth, everybody would become suspicious and everybody would turn on the United States government and realize that the intel agencies were poisoning all of humanity. They will not allow that to happen. They have the perfect thing in place where they can get away with it. They can blame it on a boogeyman. These towers that are erected are sending signals that nobody could see with the visible eye. And they're going to activate something that nobody could see with the visible eye. Thus, they're going to get away with mass extinction. But it's not going to all occur at once. Keep in mind, it will activate in some people and things will happen tomorrow. But you're never going to hear about this stuff on the news, okay? So if people are expecting, see this common zombie out there who wants to deflect and attack people like us, they're doing live streams, they're doing all sorts of things during this to deflect and make fun of people like us, because some people out there have obviously mentioned this as a zombie apocalypse. I've obviously mentioned it as one, but it's a metaphor for what's happening to the zombies who we already know who they are. They're all the people who potioned themselves, okay? They're not going to be foaming at the mouth. And even for the events that do occur, whether there's more accidents that occur on highways, etc. tomorrow, none of it's going to be reported on. Thus, none of these people are going to have a clue that it's even going on. So don't worry about what you hear from other people. Sure, you'll see people commenting on my videos because they don't even watch them, just based on the title, saying, look, nothing happened. October 4th came and went, because they don't actually listen. For those of you who are awake, understand this. There is a mass emergency alert going on October 4th in this country, where everybody with a cell phone or a television set or a radio is going to receive a pulse, a signal. The same test is being run in Russia today. Something is clearly going on. Something we all know about. Something we've seen programming of over and over again. And we've seen the CDC talk about a zombie apocalypse. And we've seen the media make light of it. Oh, the CDC's got a sense of humor, right? Well, the zombies out there don't have a clue. We're literally already living among zombies. And the zombies are referenced in these films as the people who have already done certain things to themselves and who are going to have something activated inside themselves. It doesn't mean that they're going to be running and foaming at the mouth like they have rabies. It means that their time bomb is about to get set off. And it's going to start ticking. And it's not going to be long after that for a lot of these people who have been boosted over and over again. It's the bucket, they're going to kick it pretty soon. So I'm going to show you some predictive programming here that we've seen through movies throughout the years. Obviously, you all know about The Cell. I'm going to show you clips from The Cell, The Kingsman, clips that I've used before with The Smart Mark and the Stretch Armstrong series, clips from The Happening as well. People probably forget about the movie The Happening, where there was tons of predictive programming. The wind was causing people to do all these things, or people were getting, having memory loss and then suddenly offing themselves. The wind in the movie is referenced where they talk about, something's happening through the air, terror's happening through the air. It's the frequencies that are happening through the air that they're referencing. It's the 5G frequencies. Take a look at the predictive programming we've seen over the years throughout these films.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, buddy.
Terrorists, right? It's gotta be terrorists.
Don't use your cell phone.
People are gonna die.
You okay?
We act for the good of the group as a whole. They may be the next stage in human evolution. What's happening now is more than temporary anarchy. It's the start of a war.
I didn't expect it to be that effective.
What kind of response are we talking?
100%.
So everyone's been affected, whether they have a SIM card or not.
Were we supposed to stop here?
What's going on? You can't just leave us here.
We lost contact.
With whom?
Everyone.
There appears to be an event happening. It's some kind of attack. First stage is loss of speech. The second stage is physical disorientation. Third stage is fatal.
The attacks are spreading. Boston, Philadelphia,
Maryland.
It's all over the country.
Authorities are now feeling that a terrorist group being responsible is becoming less and less likely.
She says everyone's dead outside.
Run.
Shut the windows and the doors! Here it comes!
Could this really be happening?
Declared martial law.
Daddy, what's martial law?
It's the same worldwide.
We've lost the East Coast. Moscow is still dark. Life as we know it will come to an end in 90 days.
I can't leave my family.
Don't pretend your family is exempt when we talk about the end of humanity.
There's a memo sent from this installation. Pretty obvious nobody back home bothered to read it. If I could get into Russia, where would I start?
Russia's a black hole.
I need answers.
If we knew where this thing started, then maybe we could kill it.
I think these things have a weakness.
Every human being we save is one less to fight.
Will this sample be enough for you?
If he has used it, yes. Aha. No.
Now, we emerge from the shadows as gods on Mount Olympus. Goodbye, James. You can't run. It's too late. It's already crawling under your skin. Be alarmed. It's harmless to us, just to him.
Working. It is working. Only Spectre are dying.
Oh, but you will risk developing a DNA targeting weapon with a corrupt scientist for...
Wait. This can't just be Spectre. Thousands.
Who are they?
Been breaches around the world of databases holding DNA information.
They're nanobots. Microscopic bio-robots that can enter your system by the slightest contact with your skin.
Programmed with DNA to target specific individuals. It was designed to be the most efficient weapon in our arsenal.
They've modified the nanobots so they can kill anyone related to the target. Well, since it's DNA-based with further modifications, yes. Families, certain genetic traits, single nucleotide variants and polymorphisms that could target a range from individuals to whole ethnicities. You infect enough people,
and the people become the weapon.
So we've seen it over and over and over again. They show us this stuff. They desensitize people to it. Everybody thinks that when they talk about a zombie apocalypse, that it's just all of a sudden, it's just the most interesting thing. Everybody suddenly cares about zombie movies. In fact, 20, 30 years ago, when horror movies were, in the 80s and 90s, zombie movies were never really a big thing. They were never that popular. The Walking Dead obviously made it more and more popular, but they're always referencing it, not for clicks. They're referencing it because it's actually occurring. And we've already seen part of the zombie apocalypse occur because people willingly were putting certain things inside of them that they in a million years would never have put in had they known what they were, but they'll never believe that it's actually in them. Again, as I've talked about, they've created a narcissistic society. When you have narcissists walking among you, these are the same types of people who will never, ever, ever admit to being wrong. They can see it and they'll still not admit to being wrong. That's what a narcissist is. They've created this behavior and this pattern in people through social media and other things where they talk in third person, where they constantly are talking about themselves. You've heard Taylor Swift, all these celebrities pushing me, I, right? And then they constantly are regurgitating things they hear on the television set and the way the celebrities are acting, pretending that they care about everything. Oh, we care. We love one another. Love. These are all narcissistic traits. So when you create a society of that type of characteristic in a human being and people start becoming that, then you pretty much have humans who you cannot penetrate with actual truth. It will not get through their skull what's actually going on. And even on their deathbeds, they won't admit that they're wrong or what they did. And it's not about being right or wrong. It's about helping people and showing them the truth. So one of the things for people out there, they're like, that I showed a couple of videos. A lot of them I've removed and put over on the website because every 7 days I'm taking stuff down. But even the most recent one that I did about how they're trying to deflect and debunk this thing, they don't even give you any information about debunking. They just go out and say, oh, come on. Government doesn't have the ability to do that. Wink, wink. Even though we know they have the ability to do it. They try to make it seem like, well, this is something we've done over and over and over again, right? Because they've conditioned people with these emergency broadcasts on the television set. Yes, they've been conditioning people, but they've also been using lots of different test strategies by doing that over the years. We clearly know that the emergency broadcast system is not used to actually alert the citizens of this country. The perfect example that everyone should use every single time is Maui. Did anybody hear a broadcast alert go off during, the 11th of September or any other event that's occurred that they've made into national tragedies? The event in Maui, not only did they not send out a national alert, they didn't send out a state alert or even an alert to the citizens on that island. Okay, so clearly this is not used for that purpose, because if there was ever a time to do it, it would have been examples that I just mentioned, right? Maui would be one. The 11th of September, you would think that everybody's TV would have just turned into that we were under attack, that it was an emergency. Of course, we know we weren't really under attack. The only people we're ever under attack from is our own government, is the world government. So, our government is a part of the world government. The leaders around the world are all working together to destroy humanity, to bring in an enslaved society, okay, using technology, etc. So they use it. They cancel out people who speak against it. This is communism 101. And people like me and you are just trying to get the word out so people can be aware. So this video is to show you that. This video is to let you know that they've been showing us for years about a signal being sent from a phone that could activate and trigger things inside of people's bodies. The technology is there if you research this. It's not only there, it's patented by a lot of these people who have their name and their face in front of all the agendas going on, like Bill Gates. So don't give me this, they don't have the ability to do that. They talk about the towers being owned by corporations. Well, how do you think a communist, what do you think this is here, right? You don't think the corporations are in bed with the government? You don't think Verizon, you think they're independent contractors? These are all the same people who are putting on mass behavioral operations on the people, right? They all just happen to be woke. Oh, wow, what a coincidence. There's no companies that are anti-woke, right? All the cell phone companies, all the big brands out there, because they're all in it together. They're conditioning, they're grooming, and they're in control of what's going on right now, working together. Government and corporations, same difference. All parts of the same quote-unquote cabal that they don't want you to talk about, okay? Remember, I did a video, I told you, it's over on the website, Uprising Revival. They made me take a test recently to go through what you can and cannot say on YouTube in regards to 5G. That video is available over there. 5G in the potion. Why would they bring attention to this stuff? Why would they suspend anyone who actually mentions these things? And I'm mentioning it fleetingly here, not word by word to explain it. So anyway, news probably confused as to what I'm even saying. But I'm doing this for everybody out there who has been a subscriber, who gets it, and hoping that new people will go over to the website and watch some of that content so they do get it. And if they don't want to, try to figure out what I'm saying here, okay, about something in people's bodies being activated through what we're about to see on October the 4th. So again, keep in mind, don't have the mindset, and I'm not saying that it 100% wouldn't happen where people be foaming at the mouth or dropping dead on the spot. Some people are going to be affected directly by this, probably depending on how many doses they've had. But they want people out there to, work for them in a sense, right? So there's going to be people out there who are going to be monitoring October 4th because everybody has a phone, so everybody will be affected. And then they're going to do all sorts of videos. Oh, we debunked the conspiracy. Oh, these conspiracy nuts, they're all nut jobs. What nobody seems to understand is that it's activating a time bomb inside the body. That's what it's doing. It doesn't mean that it's going off that day. It's the beginning of it. It's the beginning of really what's you can look at as IgG4, which I talk about on the website. People's bodies are literally about to decompose. Let's put it that way. Some already have. But the vast majority of people who have continued to do this to themselves, and they will never know what did it. It's a silent war. They'll never blame it on this or that. And tomorrow will come and go. Because even if that was to happen tomorrow, where the quote-unquote zombie apocalypse that the CDC has even warned us about, which is a joke. I get it. Oh, the CDC's warning. But just the fact that they're so brazen to put that out there. The media is never going to pick up on it. You're never going to see news clips like you saw in The Happening over there, in the clips that I showed you. You're never going to see a news clip. Everybody's foaming at the mouth, dropping dead. Oh my goodness, mass hysteria. Because then there'd be a mass awakening. And that's the one thing they want to prevent from happening. So they're hoping that people cover this topic, but cover it saying, hey, people are going to be dying, dropping dead all over the world tomorrow. And people are going to be foaming at the mouth. And people are going to be turning into zombies so that they could go, look, these idiots again are wrong. These idiots again are saying this or that. Instead of breaking down the actual science of this, the actual predictive programming that we've seen over and over, and the actual technology that they have the ability to use and will use. So I said earlier that I probably wasn't going to upload on October 4th. I'm definitely not going to be around anything, even though I obviously am not Potion. I'm not going to be around any technology during the afternoon when this is supposed to go off. But I want everyone to know that I'm probably still going to upload. I will not do a live premiere during that time period to keep people off their phones, etc. Because I know people will be on their phones. Obviously, you could do whatever you want to do. I'm just telling people I recommend it even if you don't have the potion because graphene oxide is sprayed on us all the time from above. Obviously, a lot of us take stuff to combat the radiation, like I talk about over on the website, NAC and other things. But I'm not going to be around any of it because why even bother taking a chance? I mean, I'm not going to be self-righteous. Like, I'm perfectly fine. I'm not affected. I mean, we know they put it in food. We know they put it in water. We know they put it in the chemtrails. We've covered the black acid rain before. What do you think that is? It's graphene oxide. So I'm not going to be around anything during those hours, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to upload. And the reason I'm not going to commit to not uploading is that I upload every single day. When I'm in a state of mind where I can cover this stuff over and over and over again and I feel good, I don't like to take time off because then when I actually don't feel good or I just am worn out by this stuff, I need a breather. I take days off. I'd rather do it that way than if I'm feeling good. So as of right now, I feel pretty good and I feel up for more stuff. I have a list of things I want to cover. So I'll probably still be uploading on Wednesday the 4th, but that doesn't mean that you need to watch it on Wednesday the 4th if you don't want to. It doesn't mean that obviously I'm going to plan my live premieres around those hours so that I don't want to lead anyone intentionally to being on their device. I do this from a computer, but I know a lot of people listen from the phone, probably everybody at this point. So I don't want to lead people onto their devices during those hours. So make sure, again, you're aware. But I would do between 2 and 3:15. I would just stay away from it. Go for a hike, but stay away from other people too, because they're going to have it in their pockets. Okay. And again, don't expect, I'm not telling people that this mass thing is going to happen, but I know that people don't listen to anything in the videos anyway, a lot of times. Like their brains can't process anything longer than a TikTok video. So they're still going to see this. They're still going to be like, this guy said that this was going to happen. Oh, it is happening. I fully believe it is happening, and I believe there's a reason that Russia's doing theirs and the UK just did theirs. They're doing it nationwide, so it's not overly suspicious for a worldwide text alert to go out. Doing it on different days all around each other because it's all planned with one another. All the governments working together. Again, for anyone who thinks Russia's not working with America, Russia's just playing the role of boogeyman to America for anything out there that they need to have an excuse to get away with so they can blame it on Putin and Russia because it's all part of the plan. They're all in bed together. They're all connected to the World Economic Forum. Putin's one of the puppets who's been there, has been groomed by Schwab. They all are. Anyone out there that doesn't believe that or understand that, think again. Okay? It's us with God working against this evil cabal that runs and controls everything. But don't fall prey to any of the stuff you see out there where people are going to try to make fun. Who cares what they say? These people are complete idiots. The majority of them are going to be gone in the next 5 years or so, I'd say. Maybe sooner for some of them, depending on how many they got and how their body and their immune system is functioning. But these people will never admit to it. They'll never admit to being wrong. They are narcissists to a T. but the rest of us know exactly what's going on. So share this with people. Hopefully it helps wake them up. I'm not trying to create fear. Again, people are like, oh, you create so much fear and nothing's going to occur. And is it creating fear? Is it being smart and safe and just saying, is it that much to ask people to stay off their devices for an hour? If that's the case, that's frightening. Okay, because I think everybody should have days. You know, when I take breathers, I stay off the computer. I stay away from technology. I'm never on a phone anyway. But, you know, I hate to use the word mental health because that's one of the things. Just for, I guess, just the sake of sanity, you know, staying away from, you know, the internet and the poison that a lot of the internet really is. So it's, you know, nothing wrong with telling people, hey, you might as well be cautious. And again, one of the things you can do, because a lot of people out there are like, well, what do I do? I put it in a microwave. Everyone has their own recommendations. Me personally, I have Faraday bags. I'm sure a lot of you don't. And obviously it's too short a notice when you hear this video to get one. You could wrap your device in foil, you know, if you need the device around you, like if you're in an apartment or something and you don't have somewhere you could put it. If you own a home or you rent a home, just put your technology out in the yard and, you know, unplug the stuff in the house for the time being, you know, the TV, etc., smart devices. And if you have a basement, go down there and hang out for a little bit. I mean, you aren't going to be able to avoid the frequencies of the 5G tower. But I mean, if you are far away from one, I happen to be pretty far away from any towers. And I don't have any service anyway in a lot of the areas of where I reside. So it works out pretty good for me. And then obviously, you know, you could go outside. You could go somewhere where you know there's no service, right? But again, you got to watch out for other people, other zombies and them on their devices, et cetera, et cetera. There's no perfect way around it, really. I know people have commented and said that. It's understandable. But I mean, we all have to, you know, you have to just constantly be thinking, okay, well, what do I do here? What do I do there? I mean, there's no right or wrong answer to what you do, but you could take measures to just be safe. Why not? Why would you not? Is it that hard to do? I mean, I don't want to see anything happen to people. People are like, well, I don't have the potion, so I don't have to worry. Well, my worry about that is shedding, number one. And number two is the fact that it comes from the sky. So I'm personally going to do that. You could do whatever you please. I'm just letting people know in case people do listen and they say, hey, you know, I'll probably listen. Maybe I'll listen to what this guy does. Well, those aren't bad means to take. And then after the fact, you might feel in your head like, oh, that was stupid. Why did I even do that? Well, you wouldn't even know. You know, if anyone that thinks that their phone's going to explode and a bomb's going to go off in their house, I mean, you're out of your, you know, come on. Nobody's saying that. What we're saying is that something's to be activated. So I would just stay away from the tech. Any type of pulse or surge could cause like migraines and things like that. If you've studied 5G, the side effects of 5G, the long-term and short-term effects, the frequencies, etc. So I'm playing it safe, just letting you know, but I'll still be uploading very likely unless I wake up and I, you know, am under the weather or I'm just kind of tired and want to take a break. But a lot of the times I'll record videos at night and upload them the next day too. So just letting you know, I'm going on a rant here. I hope everybody stays safe, stays protected. Again, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. I'll be seeing you the next day. Nobody's going anywhere. Again, this isn't some rapture prophecy. This is predictive programming at its finest that they've showed us, and they're deflecting off of this because they want people to think that people are going to be foaming at the mouth so that they can discredit this on the 6th. Or the 5th, excuse me, because that's exactly what the media is going to do. And then, of course, nobody will ever blame or think of anything going on with pulses, etc., coming through the phone and frequencies, etc. So I thank everybody for being here. Make sure you sub to my backup channel as well if you haven't. I'm uploading older content on Uprising Revival, but eventually that'll be my new main channel, so you might as well sub to it if you haven't yet. As well as United Uprising. I need everybody's help to please subscribe to that one too specifically. I know a lot of people click and they're like, this doesn't, what is this? I don't know. I need everybody over there to help me build that channel out. For those of you that don't get it, they're like, what is this? Why is this guy? I've just subbed to this guy. Why is he making me go to another channel? Because it is a headache. You know, I get it. Like, you don't sub to a guy so that guy could tell you to go sub to another channel. But if you understand what's going on here, okay, then, you know, which a lot of my subscribers do, okay, I get thrown all over the place because I tell it like it is, right? So I need people to keep subbing to new channels. It's not fun for me to have to build them out either. It's very painful, but that's the way it is. So thank everyone for being here. Hope you're all well. God bless you as always and your families.